We don't know if it's a thermometer, if it's the export, we don't know. So, I used to use it all the time. I called Clinton's and they discontinued their electrical, they just. Yeah, probably couldn't hire them. That's, yeah, it's not the truth. Everywhere you go, there's signs. So that the people. That's an idea. There's a house being built. Maybe I can probably, maybe they don't. Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah.
She's tired.
Electrical or something like that. Just go down there, but not so much. I don't mind.
Thank you for your patience.
Is it YouTube?
Yes.
I just never seen it work.
You know, they can.
I just-
It says we're about to be in
Yeah.
the most lives.
It's your call.
I like electric. I didn't do it. My dad was pretty ill with the M2. I probably could have stepped in. I wanted that. And one guy, they made over 100,000.
Oh.
Or nothing.
Well, they come in there, I'm not for a road, but other guys, where they can fire this one back.
Some of the YouTube tonight. Some of the YouTube tonight.
That's it.
We think,
You're recording, so you can start now and it'll catch up in a minute.
oh, we lost.
She's still there. You just can't see her on screen.
Okay,
Can you hear us, Mrs. Wallace?
Yes, can you not see me?
You'll be back on our screen in a moment.
She's,
Yeah.
when she speaks.
Yes.
okay, there you go. Okay, we're going to round back to, this is the Township of Nipissing Committee of Adjustment, Tuesday, October 4th. And we did start at 6 p.m. We just had some technical difficulty. First of all, I'll ask if there's any disclosure of pecuniary interest. Seeing none. Penelope, you're good?
Oh.
Okay. We'll go to number 2. I need a mover and the seconder to adopt the minutes of the meeting held August 16th, 2022. Thank you. I've got 2 right here. Councilor Scott, Councilor. So it's number COAR 2022-20, moved by Councilor Scott, seconded by Councilor Williams. We adopt the Committee of Adjustment minutes of August 16, 2022. All in favor? Penelope?
Yes,
Thank you. Go to number 3. It's application. Right here. Yep. Insert application C 2022-6, property owners Jasper Van Ginkel and Jean Gerald and Eddie Prose. And this is to create 1 new shoreline residential lot. Has everybody had a chance to look over the information? I've been to the lot, looked over it. Looks good, meets all the minimum constraints that we have. There is a building parcel that will be big enough because the south side is pretty low, but the rest, they've done evaluation or elevation.
Yeah, we have to do an elevation on their sketch for the sound like that, so just to show that there's a suitable area to build that's above the 197.25 contour line.
And that covers wash, everything like
Yeah.
that.
Like it will cover the wave buffer too, like if say the waves come up. They put a 5-meter setback in that drawing, just from the top of the 197.25 line, like the whole property is here. But that portion that's below it, they kept the 5-meter setback from the high water mark, and then they showed the 15-meter setback from the water. The 30 meters, sorry, and the 6-meter side yard setback, so they have to figure it a little bit here.
So are there any questions from the committee? There's no questions. I'll ask for a mover and seconder. Councilor Martin and Councilor Curtis, thank you. Bear with me, it's a little long. It's number COAR 2022-21, moved by Councilor Martin, seconded by Councilor Kirby. Application C 2022-06. Applicant Jasper Van Dinkel, Jean, Gerald, and Eddie Prose. Decision, the consent application proposes to 1, create 1 new shoreline residential lot. The Township of Nipissing Committee of Adjustment approves consent application C 2022-06 by providing provisional consent subject to the following conditions. Conditions that the applicant provides the township with 1, a copy of the reference plans to be deposited in the land registry office that is substantially in compliance with the application sketch. 2, the original executed transfers deeds, both duplicate originals and 1 photocopy per consent. 3, a schedule describing the retained and severed lots and naming the applicable grantor and grantee attached to the transfers for approval purposes. 4, written approval from the North Bay Manawa Conservation Authority, confirming that the severed lot is of a suitable size and configuration to accommodate new private on-site sewage and water services. 5, written confirmation that sufficient capacity exists for treatment, capacity for hauled sewage to the satisfaction of the township. And 6, a certificate in the appropriate form prescribed in OREG 19796, Schedule 1, the signature of the Township of Nipissing Committee of Adjustment, official, secretary, treasurer, or chairperson. I'll call for a vote. All in favor? Thank you. You're back on screen. And I don't have to say thanks because it was unanimous. Thank you ever so much. Move on to number 4. Consent application. There we go. C 2022-07, property owners Jennifer and David Matthews. So the township, we're looking at to create 1 new rural residential lot. This isn't on an island, it's on the mainland. Does anybody have any questions? We thought it was great, the deer access there, that was really well done. And that's what's on the back, is 16 of 30 meters. And they have done every study possible and have met every demand. So if there are no questions, I'll ask for a mover and seconder. Yes.
We don't have the septic tank approval to pump it out Okay, we applied last week to a place in Arcadia, to this letter, but if this, like the house is already built and it's all approved. The rest of the property that we're gonna retain is the sugar bush, it's gonna be. So do I still need that letter from somebody that's gonna pump out a septic tank from a sugar bush that doesn't have a sugar or a septic system on it? That's a question for you guys. So you said the requirement is that we do, but like, we're gonna have it as a sugar bush for the next 20 years or 25 years, so Jenny retired before somebody builds on it, so to get that $50
Yeah,
letter.
we have to do it. This is part of the official plan, section 96.22. We have to ask for that. See if you-
Okay, I'm asking you why, what's the reason behind that, if it's a sugar bush, why you have to do that?
Eventually, it's a separate piece of land.
I realize that it's 20 years down the road that somebody's gonna build on it. So that letter that you receive now would be null and void because that company's gonna be out of business.
It's a good point. We have to give it for a plan ministry, approves our plan.
Okay.
We have to give it a letter.
And I think it's because the ministry says you have to have it. You and I know it's gonna be a maple sugar bush for 25 years, because the ministry is assuming that you could build on it next year. And that's why they want that, why they want the letter. And you're probably right. 25 years from now, when you build, you'll probably have to get another letter.
Yeah.
But such is government.
Okay, so we don't have that letter yet, it's in the
Well, that's
process.
okay though, it's a condition. You have 2
Yeah.
years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't worry.
Here, I was sweating bullets tonight.
I was wondering why you're so at it.
No, and
I'll
he,
read it when I get to conditions, and you have plenty of time to do that.
John, we've been working with John Paul on this thing since May, since his house came up for sale. And he has helped us immensely all the way through that process. That's the only stone I haven't unturned yet.
Well, we don't need to worry about that. So it's number COAR 2022-22. It's moved by Paul LaFrance, and in all that, I've missed who seconded. Steve Kirkman. Thank you. So it's application C 2022-07, applicant Jennifer and David Matthews. This decision, the consent application proposes to create one new rural residential lot. The Township of Nipissing Creative Adjustment approves consent application C 2022-07 by providing provisional consent subject to the following conditions: that the applicant provides the township with a copy of the reference plan to be deposited in the land registry office that is substantially in compliance with the application sketch, to the original executed deeds, both duplicate originals and one photocopy per consent. 3, a schedule prescribing both the retained lot and severed lot and naming the applicable grantor and grantee attached to the transfers for approval purposes. 4, entrance permits for appropriate approvals from the township. 5, written confirmation that sufficient capacity exists to treat capacity for hauled sewage to the satisfaction of the township. And 6, a certificate in the appropriate form prescribed in OReg 197-96, Schedule 1, for signature of the Township of Nipissing Committee of Adjustment official, secretary, treasurer, or chairperson. Call for a vote. All in favor? Unanimous. Carried. Now, John Paul.
This is 2022. Anybody who's here can suggest.
Yeah.
Decision to make adjustments. After that, I'll send you a copy of it.
Otherwise, I have a motion that the meeting be adjourned before it is. I want to thank all the members of the committee, because this will be our last meeting. Next meeting, new council. Well, at least one new face, but we don't know for sure. So I thank everybody. Paul, Melody, thank you ever so much. And for your 4 years, and for the counselors, for everybody's different in here. So thank you for serving on this committee as well, different as in time spent. Okay? The only one I know for sure is Liz, because it's been 12 long years. Okay, so I need a mover and a seconder to join the meeting. Okay, I'm gonna let Liz do this one.
Yeah.
And Councillor Martin. So it's number COAR 2022-23, moved by Councillor Moore, seconded by Councillor Martin. That the Committee of Adjustment meeting be adjourned at 6:17 PM. All in favor? Unanimous. Thank you all, and thank you for your time.